Hi, this is Rachel from Aldi Reviewer, and today I am looking at the Gardenline garden soil. This is currently $3.49 at Aldi. It's an Aldi find, which means that Aldi is selling limited supplies. This will only be in stores for a short time. Aldi usually sells this in the spring when everyone is starting to tackle their garden projects. This garden soil is good for flowers, vegetables, trees, and shrubs. It can help with moisture retention and improve aeration and drainage. You can add this to your topsoil if you're gardening directly in the ground. It's also good added to larger raised beds. It has some fertilizer in it. You can see here. There's some information about the fertilizer. It's derived from composted turkey litter and feather meal. And some of the other ingredients in this topsoil include processed pine bark, aged forest product and/or composted rice hulls, peat moss, reed sedge peat. It's got a pH adjuster and it has some fertilizer. And the package also states that depending on where you live and what region you purchase this in, the ingredients may vary a bit from region to region. This garden soil is packaged by Old Castle Lawn and Garden, which is a common producer of landscaping products and lawn and garden products. In fact, just the other week, I purchased some garden paver bricks from Home Depot that were sold under the Old Castle brand. So this is a brand that is familiar, that you'll see in a lot of major retailers like Lowe's, Home Depot. It's also made in the U.S. And one thing that people are usually pretty curious about when it comes to garden soil or potting mixes is the consistency. So here I have a bag that I cut open just a few minutes ago, and you can see this has some chunks of pine bark. So it's a little bit bulkier consistency compared to the potting mix soil, which Aldi sold the week before this garden soil came into the stores. For comparison, this is a planter that I dumped some Gardenline potting mix into the other day. The potting mix is specifically formulated for planters. It's designed to add just the right amount of moisture to your container garden. And this potting mix definitely has a finer texture. It has a lot of the same ingredients, the pine bark, the peat moss, the fertilizer, the pH adjuster, but it has a much finer texture. So again, this right here is Gardenline potting mix, and back over here is the Gardenline garden soil, which just has bulkier organic bits in it, but it's still, I wouldn't say that it's overly chunky. I think it's just fine to use in a garden bed. And in fact, I use Aldi garden soil whenever it's available. I can't always buy Aldi garden soil because they don't always have it in stock, and it tends to sell out pretty quickly. It's a pretty good deal at about $3.50 for a 1 cubic foot bag. That makes it about $2 cheaper than the Miracle-Gro soil in a similar sized bag that I've spotted at my local Walmart. So it's a pretty good deal, and it's done a good job of growing flowers and plants for me. I've used Aldi garden soil for tomatoes, bell peppers, all kinds of flowers, herbs, and it does a good job for a fraction of the price of the name brand. So I definitely like this stuff. Again, this is the Gardenline garden soil, It is currently selling for $3.49 at Aldi while supplies last.